Good morning to all of my untamed souls. And today is January 2nd of 20... No, it's not January 2nd. It's January 22nd. 2-2. January 22nd. Yes. Of 2024. And the card of the day for January 22nd, if we just use the date of 1/22, is the Five of Swords. And I have a story about this card because I have to confess, I pull this card all the time. I pull this card for myself all the time, and when other people do a reading for me, they pull it for me too. And you know why they pull this card for me? Is because I'm hard-headed and I'm stubborn, and I like things done my way, and generally my head is my way or the highway. So not only does this card speak about being a little stubborn, a little hard-headed, but also it's about, the advice that I would normally give with this card is agree to disagree, because we have multiple figures in this card. And whenever you look at this card, I want you to sit with it for a minute and tell me if you are noticing the people in the background walking away, or if you're noticing the person in the forefront of the card. Now, the people in the background obviously look as though they have lost. Have they lost, or have they decided to just walk away? They're like, this person just will not quit. And the person in the forefront, they actually kind of have a look on their face as if to say, yeah, see, told you, just do it this way and everything will be fine. But when we see this card, it is generally a card of having a disagreement, a card of having an altercation, whether that be physical or, conversational. But there is some tension that has happened. And although one person may come out as the victor, think about a time whenever you have gotten in an argument with somebody, and even though it seems like maybe you won the argument, you just still kind of feel like shit about it. That's what this card is. Meaning, there really isn't a true winner, just one person who seemed to have outsmarted somebody else, or their ego has out-egoed another person. Now, if we do the numerology for the day, for January 22nd, and we throw in the year of 2024, so then it'll be 1 + 2 + 2 + 2 + 0 + 2 + 4. The first card we get in the breakdown is the number 13. So we get the Death card. Ooh, the Death card. But the Death card is going to be a card that is going to talk a little bit about change, making changes, going through a transition. So now when we think, if we've come into an altercation with somebody, we've had some tension, it could even be a tension within our own brains, our own mental battle that we are fighting. But whenever we come to the Death card after the Five of Swords, it is making a call to maybe needing to reevaluate either that relationship. Maybe it is an altercation that comes to a head, and you're finding that this relationship may not be suitable, whether that's with a friend or someone that you love or are in a relationship with. Now, it could also mean changing your perspective of what the conversation or argument was over. Because if you might have been the one who out-egoed everybody else and came out on top, but did you truly come out on top? You might find that now you are left without those people because of the altercation. And it might point an arrow back at you saying, well, maybe you need to change the way that you deal with those things so that this doesn't happen again. And if we further break down the number 13, we're going to get the 4. And we are back into the 4 of Swords. A card of needing to take that break, that mental rest, to really let it sit. You ever heard somebody saying, well, just sleep on it? Okay, well, maybe we need to sleep on it because we might need to give some space before we revisit the aftermath of the altercation with those other people. Because if you have decided or have found that the arrow might actually be pointing back at you, you need to let it settle. Think about what you're going to say. Take a moment, take a breath, and then revisit it so that you can have a better perspective, a clearer view, and even if that means you need to apologize, that's what would be the next step. So now we've got them all put together here, and we've got our 5 of Swords and our Death card and our 4 of Swords telling us that if we've run into an altercation today or something that just doesn't quite go the way as planned, take a moment to think about things after it has happened to decide what about it could be changed, whether that is your own perspective and your own way of thinking, or if a relationship needs to be put on hold, or if a project needs to be put on hold, or anything like that. Making a big change so that we hopefully don't run into that again. And then once you do, you'll need to revisit after a period of putting it on the shelf, a period of sleeping on it before we revisit and go back into the 5 to have the conversation again. So I hope everybody has a wonderful day today. I hope you don't end up in any sort of arguments, but if you're hard-headed like me, you might. Today we have a new massage therapy class starting, so I don't normally work on Mondays, but I'm going in this morning because we are going to welcome our new class of students into the world of massage to teach them for the next year. So I hope all of my untamed souls go out. Beautiful day. It's not beautiful here, but sun is still in the sky, so I guess that's better than it not be. And I will catch you guys later.